Sup, Ryu here for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. Now, if you're new to Pendulums, you came here to try to find out about them, that's not what this video is about. This video is about the core of what Pendulums will do to the game. And if you're kind of just looking for information on how they work, just shoot me a comment down below and I'll link you to a video that will take you from step A to step B and 20 other steps along the way so you can actually learn every little bit that you can ever want to know. From seeing them in a duel, seeing how to play them, how they work, how to counter them. I'll be the guy who does pretty much everything on these guys because I want to give you the most informative kind of stuff. You should be seeing the Pendulum Hunter should edit right in for you. And now, from what you can see, it's half spell, half monster. And a lot of you in the how-to video were like, but Ryu, I don't understand, I'm a little lost. Okay. When they're in the monster zone, they get the monster effect. You can put them in the monster zone or the pendulum zone. When they're in the pendulum zone, they get the spell effect, which is a second effect, and they count as both. When they're in the monster zone, you can't MST them. When they're in the pendulum zone, you can MST it because it counts as a spell card. That's something to take in for the little bit of a tidbit of how they work. So when they're on field, all the traps work. When they're on the pendulum zone, they count as pendulum cards. Let's just break it down that way. So what kind of effect will they have on the game? What decks will get a benefit from all this? And the other 20 things that it can be abused from it. Yu-Gi 514 has been doing a lot of testing with zombies, evil swarms, boxers, and I've only done with spell books at the time of filming. So I'm kind of working on like 20 other decks from like the Duelist Advent, seeing where these guys actually fit and going from there. But you could pretty much splash them almost anywhere. The only thing is you have to dedicate the space and they can lead to possible dead draws. Now, when you do get the Pendulums 1, 8, and the in between 2 and 7, that's when the funny stuff happens. Decks that will not get a boost from this are basically Monarch kind of based decks. Because they need the Tribute Summon, you're not going to need the Special Summon. That's just not going to do it. The decks that will get a boost are like stuff like Zombies, if you choose to run it that way. Evil Sword, if you choose to run it that way. There's about 20 other decks that could be here all night. Basically, decks that only summon 1 or 2 monsters per turn can now summon 5. Oh my god, guys, this is broken. Relax. Calm down. Take a breath. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! We've been known to deal with spam for about 10 years now. I think we're going to be okay. How do we counter these guys? Straight Flush. There was another one, I can't remember the name of it, but it'll come back to me. MST, Dust Tornado, Back Row hates. Even Heavy Storm, that a lot of you hate, you should now kind of love. Giant True Nade will do nothing to them. Harpy's Feather Duster, if it was legal, would take them out too. But then they go on top of the extra deck. So it's kind of like a recurring kind of thing. It's kind of like having starters constantly come back. So you can use banishing stuff after the removal. You know, summon Banisher Radiance, play MST, and it ain't coming back this time. So basically, instead of being sent to the graveyard, they get top on the extra deck. But if they can't be sent to the graveyard, then they get banished and problem solved. Okay, so what kind of effect to the metagame is this going to have, Ryu? Well, gadgets get a little more power. And all these special summoning, the pendulum summoning, that's the word we're going to use here, so stay with me. I have to use the proper terminology for future reference. The pendulum summoning, it allows you basically to look at your hand and then, for example, we have scales 1 and 8, that means 2 through 7 we can special. So I want to special my gadgets, I'm only running the 4s. So I can summon red, yellow, green, get search, normal Machine of Gayfreen, get search, overlay to Geargian X, get search, overlay to King of the Feral Imps, get search, and replace my entire hand. That seems really busted, Ryu. It kind of does until when you take into the fact that you're giving up 2 cards to do all this, which sounds crazy, I know. Ryu, what are you talking about? You're losing your mind. I know. It's kind of a way like having an ultimate offering. That's what it seems like. That's what it's going to seem like to a lot of people. Will they have an effect to the meta? Of course. At some given time. If not right when they come out, then it'll be after. I'm not in the mind of every single player where I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to play this. I'm still in the mindset that if we didn't buy the stuff, then Konami would not be able to basically get us to do it. But then again, Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG would die and OCG would still remain, and then we'd probably get a spin-off game. It's kind of like Kaijudo's Duel Masters, if you ever knew what Duel Masters was. It ended pretty bad. At least in my opinion, it did. So what I'm trying to get to the point here is, they will have an effect, you're going to have to learn how to counter it, and you're going to have to learn how to deal with it. If Konami was, not to sound all right, but a little bit smarter, as I said, with the ban list, Heavy Storm doesn't hurt them, but it kind of just like stops it in its track for, tracks in a few minutes. They have to reset up and then do it all over again. And it's not that hard for them to do it, especially with all the draw power. And I know a lot of you were talking about, oh look, the game got slower. It really didn't. If you look closely, the game is still really fast. The only reason it seemed slower was because the amount of trap cards that were allowed to rise to the surface, because Heavy Storm was gone. Heavy Storm kind of always said, okay, you play 1 or 2 at a time. Unless you have Sterling Road, then you just throw it on 5, or you play Artifacts, you throw it on 5. And we've always been in that mindset. So it kind of comes off on the illusion that the format was slower, even though it really wasn't. The format just took longer to play out, kind of thing. Games took a little longer. Battle recruiters are still a thing. And special summoning will always be a thing. That's just part of Yu-Gi-Oh! As the game evolved, that's the point we're at right now. Alright, so picking up where I left off. I mean, the game's always going to be changing. That's just something we're going to have to deal with. And Konami always needs a new kind of angle to sell the game because the anime tie-in. And they just wrote exactly the way they did to finish it. That's just how it is. I mean, if the game ever gets to a point where you feel like you can't, it's not something you want to deal with anymore, then that's on you, man. But to me, I'll always try to be a part of the game because to me it's still fun. Do I like Pendulums? I kind of do. Do I despise them like I despise certain decks named Evil Swarm because how they just like poop on things that are coming out? Not really. Not there yet. Not artifact level yet. Nope. Not there yet. I mean, we have enough problems when it comes to this game. And I like how people were like, but the ban list, trying to slow it down. And it's like, if you look on Primal Origins, it's going to speed up tenfold. We're going to have to start main decking breakthrough skills and max Cs. And we're going to have to pretty much find a way besides, just like dealing with Medulces, you got to deal with artifacts and the possibility of scraps being like a rogue deck that comes out of nowhere and starts topping. These are things that we have to worry about first before we get to before we get to Pendulums. Pendulums seem so busted, we just want to like completely outright ban everything. Trust me, I know that feeling. It was kind of when Stardust was introduced, it was the same kind of issue, and a lot of people still don't like to bring that one up, but it's true. Wrapping up the video, I guess, getting to that point because my hand is kind of hurting because I injured it the other day. I just want to close off on saying that they will have an effect in the game. They will probably allow what Konami's been trying to do is bring synchros around a little more. So they're going to like tie in synchros. Fusion's already getting powerful with Shadow Doll, which I think is a great archetype. And let me just say, this is going to sound nuts, I'm filming this on April 1st. No April Fool's joke, I'm actually filming on April 1st. Because I like having the videos pre-prep, so if there's a day that I'm just not feeling good, I could just take one of the coffee times and throw them up on a day that's not a Monday. I like entertaining you guys, what can I say? If there's something you guys want me to discuss or a deck you want to see, then please leave it in the comments below. If you have a request already and I have not gotten to it yet, a little reminder, just ask me where it is. It actually helps me out a little bit more because sometimes I do forget. Because there's a lot of requests and there's a lot of stuff that it's kind of hard to explain without like going nuts. It's like, okay, you have side A, which is stuff I have to do, get on the channel. It helps the popularity, it helps the channel grow, it helps people find us. And then there's side B, which is all your requests, and that's for the subscribers and show you guys all the love. And then there's side C that Ryu just wants to do, and it breaks down to all the council members. But if you guys like what you see, make sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe for more. Catch you next video. Peace.